Sometimes in life we are not defeated by the world. We are defeated by our own habits. We want to become better, healthier, wealthier, more focused, more confident, more disciplined. But every time we try to change ourselves, we push hard for a few days, and then we fall back into the same routine. We blame ourselves. Maybe I just lack discipline. Maybe success isn't for people like me. Maybe I'm not good enough. But what if the problem isn't you? What if the real problem is your system? Today, we explore a book that has changed millions of lives, a book that teaches a simple truth. Small habits, tiny improvements, repeated consistently, can transform your life in unimaginable ways. Welcome to Atomic Habits by James Clear. Chapter 1. The Power of Tiny Changes. Imagine an ice cube sitting on a table. The room is freezing. You can almost feel the cold biting into your skin. 5 degrees C. The ice cube sits there, silent, lifeless, unchanged. 4 degrees cool. Nothing happens. The room warms, but the cube remains solid. 3 degrees cool. 2 degrees cool. Still no difference. No melting. No water droplet. Not even a single sign of progress. Boring. 0 degrees. You look at the ice cube and think, why isn't it melting? I've heated the room so much. I've worked so hard. But nothing is changing. And this is where most people give up. Not just with ice cubes, but with life. They try a new habit. 1 week of exercise, a few days of studying, a few pages of reading, a diet that lasts only until the weekend, and when results don't appear instantly, their hope melts faster than the ice ever could. But then, the temperature reaches 4 degrees C, and suddenly, a miracle in slow motion. A tiny drop forms, the ice begins to melt. At first it looks small, almost insignificant, but this moment is the turning point. Because what changed was not the final degree. It was everything that came before it. All the effort, all the warming, all the invisible work that seemed wasted was actually doing something powerful beneath the surface. This is how life works. Success is rarely loud. Improvement is rarely visible. Progress is often silent. When you start waking up early, nobody notices. When you begin reading a few pages a day, your life doesn't suddenly transform. When you choose a salad instead of junk food, your body doesn't change overnight. And because results don't shout immediately, we assume nothing is happening. But James Clear teaches a truth that hits the heart like a hammer. Success is not one giant leap. Success is a slow, invisible climb. Just 1% better every day. 1% doesn't feel powerful. It doesn't feel impressive. It doesn't give instant excitement. But if you stay committed to that tiny change, if you improve 1% every single day, you don't just become slightly better. Within 1 year, you become 37 times better. Not 37%, 37 times. That is the mathematics of tiny improvements. That is the magic of steady progress. Because small habits are like seeds, you plant them today. And for a long time nothing happens. But roots are growing, strength is building, a future is forming quietly. Tiny habits don't shout, but they slowly shape you into someone powerful. Every 10 pages you read turns you into someone knowledgeable. Every small workout builds a stronger, healthier you. Every moment of discipline makes your character unshakable. Small habits create huge lives. And just like that ice cube, there comes a moment, a breakthrough, where everything suddenly changes. Not because of that one moment, but because of every small effort that came before it. So if you are trying, and nothing seems to be changing, remember the ice cube. You are getting warmer. You are getting closer. Transformation is happening quietly, and one day, your breakthrough will arrive. Chapter 2. Why Goals Don't Work, But Systems Do. Everyone in this world has dreams. A student sits late at night imagining good marks, imagining parents smiling with pride. An athlete wakes up before sunrise, visualizing a gold medal hanging around their neck. A businessman stares at his future, hoping his company will rise, hoping his struggles will turn into success. A common person simply wants one thing: a peaceful life, a life full of happiness, freedom, respect, and security. Every heart carries a goal, every soul is chasing something, yet the world is divided between those who try and those who achieve, between those who dream and those who turn dreams into reality. Why? Because goals create hope, but systems create results. Goals tell you where you want to go, but systems tell you how you will get there. Goals are the finish line. Systems are the daily footsteps. Think about this. Two people wake up one morning and decide, "I will lose weight." Both write the same goal. Both imagine the same result. Both feel the same excitement on day one. But 10 days later, one is exhausted, frustrated, disappointed. They look in the mirror and think, "I exercised, I controlled my diet, but I don't see any change. Maybe this is not for me. Maybe I am just destined to stay the same." And they quit. While the other person continues, step by step, day by day, not because motivation stayed powerful, but because their system kept them moving. They had a plan, not just a dream. Because James Clear explains something life-changing. Goals don't build your future. Your daily habits do. Wanting something makes you emotional. Working for something makes you powerful. When you focus only on goals, you constantly feel defeated. Why haven't I lost weight yet? Why am I still broke? Why is nothing changing? Why is my dream still far away? And every passing day, the distance between you and your goal starts feeling heavier, like a mountain that grows taller every time you look up. But systems make the mountain disappear. Because when you focus on systems, you don't ask, "When will I succeed?" You ask, "What can I improve today?" You don't chase results. You repeat habits, small steps, small actions, small victories. You walk 10 minutes today. You walk 12 minutes tomorrow. You walk 15 minutes next week. You save a little today, a little more tomorrow. You study one chapter today. You revise tomorrow. And slowly, without noticing, your life shifts. Your body changes, your knowledge grows, your confidence rises, your world transforms. Not because you had a goal, but because you had a system. Goals are good for direction, but systems are good for progress. A goal is your map. A system is your vehicle, and if you get inside the vehicle every day, even the longest journey becomes possible. That is the secret. Success is not built on intensity. It is built on consistency, not by doing everything in one day, but by doing something every day. Tiny habits, tiny steps, tiny improvements. That is how ordinary people create extraordinary lives. Chapter 3. The Identity Change. Most people try to change their lives by changing their actions. They make promises to themselves. I will read more. I will exercise every morning. I will never smoke again. And for a day or a week, they might actually try. They feel motivated, inspired, ready to transform. But deep inside, a silent voice whispers, "I am not a reader. I am lazy. I am unhealthy. I am a smoker." And slowly, silently, they fall back into the same habits again. Because when identity and habits clash, identity always wins. You can force yourself to change temporarily, but you cannot outrun who you believe you are. This is where James Clear reveals a life-changing truth. There are 3 levels of change. 1, outcome, what you want, a goal. I want to lose weight. I want to earn more. I want good marks. 2, process, what you do. Your habits, working out, studying, saving money. 3, identity, who you believe you are. I am healthy. I am successful. I am disciplined. Most people only focus on outcomes. A few people focus on processes, but very few focus on identity. Yet identity is the master switch, the root, the foundation of every change. Because real change doesn't start with what you do. Real change starts with what you believe. Instead of saying, I want to read books, say, I am a reader. Because a reader reads, even if it's just one page today. Instead of saying, I want to get fit, say, I am a healthy person. Because a healthy person chooses movement, chooses better food, chooses discipline. Instead of saying, I want to quit smoking, say, I am not a smoker anymore. That identity, repeated enough times, begins to rewrite your reality. Every small action becomes a vote for the type of person you want to become. Read just one page today, and you cast a vote. You are a reader. Do a 5-minute workout, and you cast a vote. You are becoming an athlete. Eat one healthy meal, and you cast a vote. You are someone who respects your body. It doesn't matter if the vote is tiny, because identity grows one habit at a time, and one day your actions add up, and the world sees who you have become. Tiny habits build identity, and identity builds destiny, because true change isn't behavior deep, it's identity deep, and once you change who you believe you are, you will never go back to who you were. Chapter 4. The Habit Loop. Cue. Craving. Response. Reward. Every habit in your life, whether it lifts you up or silently destroys you, follows the same invisible cycle. Cue. Craving. Response. Reward. This loop is running inside your brain every single day. 1. Cue. The trigger. A habit always begins with a signal. You see your phone lying on the table. You smell food from the kitchen. You hear someone open a packet of chips. You feel stress in your mind. In that one tiny moment, the brain wakes up and whispers, "Do you remember how good this felt last time?" This is the cue. 2. Craving. The desire. Then comes the desire, the itch, the silent pull. What's happening on social media? Maybe I should check my messages. I deserve a treat. I need something to relax. A craving is not about the habit itself. It's about how the habit makes you feel. You don't crave the cigarette. You crave the relief. You don't crave the phone. You crave the distraction. You don't crave the snack. You crave the comfort. 3. Response. The action. And then, without thinking, you reach out. Your fingers unlock the phone. You light the cigarette. You walk to the fridge. You open that packet of chips. This action is your response. Sometimes it feels like a choice. Most of the time, it feels automatic, because the brain loves shortcuts. It loves anything that is easy and familiar. 4. Reward. The pleasure. And when the habit is complete, something happens in your brain. A small burst of dopamine, a tiny moment of satisfaction, a feeling of relaxation, a momentary escape. Your brain smiles and says, "This felt good, remember it." And then a dangerous thing happens. "Let's do it again tomorrow." That is how repetition becomes routine, and routine becomes habit. Examples: feeling stressed, smoke a cigarette; feel relaxed, feeling bored; eat junk food, feel comfort; can't sleep, scroll phone, feel distracted. In the beginning, you choose the habit. Later, the habit chooses you. This is how habits control lives without us even realizing it. But James Clear gives us the key to break this cycle and design a better life. The 4 laws of behavior change. Law 1. Make it obvious. We think we make decisions with logic, but most decisions are made with sight. If junk food is on the table, your hand will find it. If the phone is next to your pillow, your brain will reach for it at 2 a.m. If the TV remote is in front of you, Netflix will win every time. Humans don't lack willpower. They lack environment design. So bring your good habits in front of your eyes. Want to drink more water? Keep a bottle on your desk. Want to read every night? Place a book on your pillow. Want to wake up early? Put your alarm across the room so you must get up to stop it. Don't rely on memory. Make your environment work for you. Law 2. Make it attractive. No one enjoys boring habits. But what if discipline could feel exciting? This is called temptation bundling. Combine something you must do with something you love to do. Listen to your favorite music while walking. Watch your favorite show only while exercising. Make study time your tea or coffee time. Read in your favorite peaceful spot. When a habit becomes pleasurable, your brain starts chasing it instead of avoiding it. Law 3. Make it easy. We think success requires huge effort, but the secret is much simpler. Success starts when you start. The hardest part of any habit is the first step. Not reading the whole book, just opening it. Not running for 30 minutes, just wearing your shoes. Not writing 10 pages, just sitting at the desk. So James Clear teaches, do it for just 2 minutes. Read 1 page, write 1 paragraph, do 1 push-up. Because once you start, momentum takes over. The body continues what the mind begins. Motion creates motivation. Law 4. Make it satisfying. The brain learns from pleasure. It repeats what feels rewarding. So after every small win, celebrate. Tick a habit tracker. Mark a calendar. Give yourself a small treat. Whisper to yourself, I'm improving. Don't wait for big achievements. Reward tiny victories. Because small wins build confidence. Confidence builds consistency, and consistency builds miracles. That is how habits are born. That is how lives transform, step by step, day by day, habit by habit. Chapter 5. Breaking Bad Habits. Every bad habit begins like a silent seed. A little distraction, a little comfort, a little escape. No one wakes up intending to ruin their health, destroy their time, or waste their potential. Bad habits don't attack you like a lion. They sneak into your life like a whisper. 1 cigarette becomes 10. 1 hour of scrolling becomes 3. 1 unhealthy snack becomes a routine. And suddenly, the habit owns you. But James Clear tells us something empowering. Just like good habits can be built, bad habits can be destroyed. How? By reversing the 4 laws. 1. Make bad habits invisible. Habits are controlled by what we see. If the trigger disappears, the habit begins to fade. Remove the cues, and the craving loses power. Remove junk food from your kitchen. If the chips are in the house, your brain will find them. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Every time your phone lights up, your mind breaks its focus. Keep your phone far away while working, because distance creates control. You don't have to fight your temptations, just stop placing them in front of you. Sometimes success is not about self-control, it's about self-defense. 2. Make bad habits unattractive. Your brain repeats habits that feel good, so reverse the story. Make the habit look ugly. If you want to quit smoking, don't think about how the cigarette relaxes you. Think about how it destroys your lungs, your breath, your future. If you want to stop junk food, don't think about the taste. Think about the tiredness, the regret, the guilt that comes afterward. When you focus on consequences, the craving begins to lose its shine. Remind yourself, this habit is stealing my life, 1 small piece at a time. When the mind sees the truth, the heart stops desiring the poison. 3. Make it difficult. Bad habits survive because they are easy. Easy to reach, easy to start, easy to repeat. So add friction, add obstacles, make it harder. Log out from apps. So it takes effort to enter. Put your phone in another room. If it's not near you, the impulse dies. Don't keep cigarettes or junk food with you. You can't eat what you don't have. When a habit becomes inconvenient, the brain stops chasing it. You don't need strength, you need strategy. 4. Make it unsatisfying. Bad habits feel good in the moment and painful later. So, flip the reward system. Make the habit feel painful instantly. Tell someone your goal. When someone is watching, you don't want to fail. Create punishment. If you smoke, pay money. If you skip the gym, donate to a cause you hate. If you break your promise, face a consequence. Pain creates responsibility. Rewards build good habits. Consequences kill bad ones. Because your brain listens when mistakes cost something. Bad habits grow in darkness. They survive when no one sees them. They live when we pretend they aren't hurting us. But the moment you bring awareness, the moment you face the truth, the moment you take responsibility, the habit begins to die. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are just one decision away from taking your life back. Habits are powerful, but you are more powerful. Chapter 6. The Power of Environment. We think we fail because we are weak. We think we lack discipline, lack focus, lack motivation. But the truth is far simpler. Most of us don't lack willpower. We lack a supportive environment. Willpower is like a muscle. It gets tired, it breaks, it gives up. But environment? Environment is constant. Imagine a student sitting at a desk trying to study. The book lies open in front of them. The future is just a few pages away, but next to the book lies a phone. One vibration, one notification, one message, and the focus is gone. The student is not fighting a study problem. They are fighting a temptation battle. Two enemies at the same time. 1. The difficulty of studying. The attraction of distraction, and in this war, the phone always wins. Not because the student is lazy, not because they are careless, but because the environment is stronger than their will. James Clear teaches a powerful lesson. If you want to change yourself, change where you live, sit, eat, sleep, and work. Because humans don't make decisions based on desire. They make decisions based on convenience. If cookies are on the table, you will eat them. If the phone is next to you, you will check it. If the TV remote is within reach, you will click it. But the opposite is also true. If fruits are visible, you will eat them. If books are in sight, you will read them. If the alarm is far away, you will wake up. Environment shapes behavior more than motivation ever will. You don't need to be stronger. You just need to make the good choice easier than the bad one. Want to eat healthy? Keep fruits on the table. Hide junk food in a place where you can't see it. Want to study? Place your books on your desk. Put your phone in another room. Want to wake up early? Sleep early and put your alarm far from your bed so your body must stand to turn it off. Success doesn't start with willpower. It starts with smart surroundings. When you build an environment where bad habits are hard and good habits are natural, you don't have to fight yourself anymore. Discipline becomes automatic. Focus becomes natural. Change becomes effortless. Your environment is always shaping you, so build an environment that shapes you into the person you want to be. Chapter 7. The Plateau of Hidden Growth. This is one of the most emotional truths in the entire book. When we start a new habit, our heart is full of hope. We imagine fast results, quick progress, visible change. We go to the gym for a week, stand in front of the mirror, and nothing looks different. We study for hours, take the test, and the marks barely move. We start a business, work day and night, and customers don't show up, and suddenly the heart breaks a little. We whisper to ourselves, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe nothing will ever change. Maybe success is not for me. It feels like the world is silent, like effort is meaningless, like destiny is ignoring us. But James Clear reveals a truth that can save 1,000 dreams. Growth is happening. even when you can't see it. When you plant a seed in the soil, you don't see anything for weeks. No leaves, no stem, no flower. It looks like nothing is happening on the surface, but underground, the seed is building roots. It is preparing strength. It is getting ready to rise. Every day, it grows invisibly until one morning, it breaks through the soil. That is how success works. Progress is slow, silent, and invisible until the moment of breakthrough. This painful, silent phase of effort is called the Valley of Disappointment. It is the space between what you expected and what you can see. It is the time where the mind says, "Quit. It's not working. Give up." And this is where most people stop. They quit the gym right before their body was about to change. They quit studying right before their mind was about to grow. They quit the business right before customers were about to come. They quit on life right before life was about to open its doors. The tragedy of success is this: people don't fail because they are weak. They fail because they stop too early. But the ones who survive this valley, the ones who keep going, even when the world sees nothing, they rise, they break through, they transform, they explode into success so fast that others say, "Wow, this happened suddenly." But nothing happened suddenly. The roots were growing for months. The effort was building quietly. The progress was hidden until the moment it wasn't. Success is like an ice cube melting. For minutes, nothing changes. But the temperature rises slowly. 3 degrees Celsius, 2 degrees Celsius, 1 degree Celsius, still nothing. But then, it reaches 1 degree Celsius, and suddenly the ice melts. All that time it looked like nothing was happening, but everything was happening below the surface. This is your life. This is your journey. This is your story. So do not judge yourself by today's results. Judge yourself by your consistency, because every page you read, every workout you finish, every skill you practice, every day you try, is taking you closer to the breakthrough. One day, everything will change at once. The world will see the success, but only you will know how long you lived in the dark before you bloomed. Keep going. Your moment is coming. Chapter 8. You do not rise to your goals, you fall to your systems. This single sentence is one of the most powerful lessons in modern self-improvement. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Everyone has dreams. Everyone has goals. Everyone wants a beautiful future. A person wants to write a book. Another wants to lose weight. Someone wants to start a business. Someone wants to study and get top marks. But dreams don't separate winners from quitters. Systems do. A writer who waits for inspiration writes only when the mood is perfect. One day they feel motivated and write pages. The next day they write nothing. And slowly, the dream of writing a book turns into disappointment. But a writer with a system doesn't ask, "Am I inspired today?" They sit at their desk every morning from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. No excuses, no negotiations, no waiting for motivation. And page by page, the book gets written, not because of the goal, but because of the system. A fit person does not wake up every day asking, "Do I feel like working out today?" No. They wear their shoes. They go to the gym. They move their body. Because fitness is not a mood. It is a lifestyle. It is identity. It is a system. Motivation may fail. Inspiration may disappear. Energy may fall. But systems stay. Winners are not the people with the strongest goals. Winners are the people with the strongest routines. Olympic athletes don't train when they feel good. They train because training is a part of who they are. Top students don't study only before exams. They study a little every day because learning is a habit, not a panic reaction. Successful business people don't hope for growth. They build systems for marketing, systems for customers, systems for improvement. That is why they succeed. If you want to change your life, stop waiting for motivation. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting to feel ready. Don't build a dream. Build a system to read, a system to exercise, a system to save money, a system to learn new skills, because goals give direction, but systems give results. A goal says, I want to run a marathon. A system says, I will run 2 kilometers every morning, no matter what. A goal says, I want to write a book. A system says, I will write 1 page every day. A goal is your wish. A system is your commitment. When you build systems, success becomes unavoidable. You don't hope for change, you create change. You don't chase motivation, you build discipline. You don't dream of a better life. You design it, brick by brick, day by day. Small routines create extraordinary lives. Chapter 9. The Real Reward, Transformation. Success is not just about reaching goals. Atomic Habits is not only about what you achieve, it is about who you become. And that transformation is the real reward. Think about it for a moment. Every time you pick up a book and start reading, you are not just collecting information. You are sharpening your mind. You are polishing your thoughts. You are becoming wiser, calmer, and more aware than you were yesterday. You didn't just read a chapter, you upgraded yourself. Every time you exercise, whether it's a full workout or a 10-minute walk, you are casting a vote for a stronger and healthier future. You might not see the difference today. Your body may look the same in the mirror, but your future self is whispering, "Thank you." Because every small action builds a body that can carry you longer, fight disease better, and live with more energy, power, and confidence. And then comes the biggest battle of all, the battle between discipline and distraction. Every day you choose focus over temptation, work over excuses, action over laziness. You are rewriting your destiny. You are building a future where your dreams are not just wishes, but results. A lot of people think they need motivation every day. But motivation is like weather, sometimes sunny, sometimes cloudy. You can't build a life based on something that changes every hour. What you really need are habits. Systems that work even on the days you feel tired, stressed, or unmotivated. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to show up, even if it's small, even if it's slow, even if nobody sees it, because tiny steps create giant lives. Just 1% improvement every day. May look invisible today, but after weeks, months, and years, that 1% becomes a completely different life. That is the miracle of daily improvements, a miracle that most people never witness because they quit too early. But not you. You are learning to plant seeds instead of chasing shortcuts. You are building a life brick by brick, habit by habit, day by day. Success isn't far away. It's not somewhere in the future. It's hidden inside today's actions, today's reading, today's workout, today's decisions. Every small habit you repeat is slowly sculpting a new identity inside you, and one day you will look back and realize the reward was never the goal. The reward was the transformation. You became someone you are proud of. Chapter 10. The Power of Identity. Becoming who you believe you are. We often think change begins with goals. I want to lose 10 kilos. I want to make more money. I want to stop smoking. But James Clear teaches something deeper. Real change starts with identity. Because the truth is simple, you act according to what you believe about yourself. If a person believes, "I am a smoker," they may try to quit, but the identity still chains them back. But if they change the belief to, "I am not a smoker, I don't do that anymore," suddenly the mind begins to protect the new identity. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you want to become. When you read a single page of a book, you cast a vote for becoming a reader. When you exercise for just 10 minutes, you cast a vote for becoming a healthy person. When you save a little money instead of spending it, you cast a vote for becoming financially wise. It does not matter if the action is small. What matters is the identity you are building. You don't need to be perfect. You just need enough votes to prove to your mind, this is who I am. One day, the identity becomes strong. It becomes automatic. You don't force yourself to wake up early. You are someone who wakes up early. You don't struggle to exercise. You are someone who values health. You don't fight to stay disciplined. You are someone who doesn't quit. Habits are not about doing. Habits are about becoming. This is why two people can face the same action but feel differently. One says, I have to go for a run. The other says, I am a runner. One feels pressure, the other feels identity, and identity is stronger than motivation. Every small habit you build silently rewires your mind. Your confidence grows, your self-respect grows, your belief in yourself grows. Little by little, you begin to trust yourself again. You stop dreaming of becoming someone someday, because you are becoming that person today. In the end, success is not about the trophy, the bank balance, or the applause. Success is when you can look in the mirror and say, I know who I am, I know what I stand for, and I am proud of the person I am becoming. That is the real power of identity. That is where transformation begins. Chapter 11. The 1% Rule. Tiny Gains, Massive Results. Imagine a plane leaving from New York to Los Angeles. If the nose of the plane shifts by just 1 centimeter, the passengers will not even notice. But by the time the plane reaches the West Coast, that tiny shift takes it to a completely different city. This is how life works. Small changes, silent changes, invisible changes, end up creating completely different futures. James Clear calls this the 1% rule. If you become just 1% better every day, you will not notice the difference today or tomorrow or next week. It will feel slow. It will feel boring. Sometimes it will feel pointless. But improvement is like interest in a bank. It compounds. It grows on itself. 1% better every day does not give 365% improvement. It gives 3,800% improvement, but the magic is hidden. In the days when nothing seems to be working, when progress is invisible, when no one claps, when the world does not notice, you will feel tired. You will feel lonely. You will ask yourself, will this ever pay off? But every small win is writing your destiny. Every page you read makes your mind stronger. Every 10 push-ups make your body tougher. Every minute of focus makes your future sharper. And just like that plane, your life slowly shifts, degree by degree, inch by inch, until one day you look around and realize you are no longer in the same place. You have changed. Your life has changed. Your direction has changed, because success is not built in a day. It is built in daily effort. 1% today, 1% tomorrow, 1% again. People want big results fast. They want transformation overnight. They want miracles before patience. But real success is quiet. Real growth is slow. Real improvement hides under the surface. And then one day, people call you lucky. People say, it was easy for you. People see the success, but never the thousands of 1% efforts behind it. You do not need to take giant steps. You only need to take small steps every day, because tiny changes create massive lives. Maybe in the past you've failed. Maybe you've tried to change and couldn't. Maybe you believe you are weak, lazy, unfocused. But listen carefully. You are not broken. You are not hopeless. You do not lack talent. You do not lack discipline. You only lack the right system. And now, you have it. Today is not the day you change everything. Today is the day you change 1%, and tomorrow, another 1%. Small habits, small changes, small victories, because small is powerful. Atomic Habits is not about becoming perfect. It is about becoming better. Slowly, gently, consistently, beautifully. Your new life doesn't start tomorrow. It starts now.